Copy students. Now we move on to the effects of the Western education. What were the impacts or effects that had occurred upon the Indians of the Western education? First and foremost, because of the Western scientific education, Indians started to think reasonably. They started to think with logic, and that helped them to understand the prevailing social evils, superstitions in the society, and they started to protest against them, and which had resulted in the 19th century Renaissance. Many social reformers who were educated in Western sciences, they started to protest against the social evils prevailing in the society, and it happened in the 19th century Bengal Renaissance. Not only the social reform, there were tremendous growth and development in the art and literature also. We can come across many inspiring literature during that time. After the introduction of the Western education, we come across the poems by Derozio, Michael Madhusudan Datto, Bankim Chandra Chattopadhyay. So these were the people who used to write inspiring articles, inspiring stories, inspiring poems, which had in turn uh, developed, helped in the development of feeling of nationalism and patriotism. Moreover, the people of India who got the chance to learn the Western sciences and literature and philosophies, they came across the new theories and ideas like republic, democracy, freedom, all these ideas, equality. So these ideals were introduced to them, and they started to understand the true nature of the British rule in our country, and in turn gradually it will be helpful the Western educated people who had composed the entire middle class, and the middle class of the society was responsible for the Indian freedom struggle. And this introduction of Western education, we can say that ultimately it had resulted in the national freedom struggle, which was organized mainly by the middle class people of the society. So impact of the Western education was immense. It had enabled the Indian people to come across various larger aspects of the life, and help them in the development of their own. Next, we will move on to the different social reformers. Now, social reformers, as I have said, that it was the result of the introduction of the Western education in our country. And the first and foremost social reformer that we are going to discuss about is our own Raja Ram Mohan Roy. Raja Ram Mohan Roy, he was born into a very well-known Brahmin family, and he was a genius. He was a great scholar, and he was an educationist. He was social reformer, religious reformer, uh, and he was concerned about other aspects of the society also. So educational reformer, I have told he was a great educationist. He himself was a great scholar. He was versed in at least 12 languages of the world, and he had learned many religious texts, not only the ancient Indian scriptures, but the religious texts from all over the world, of all the communities of the world. And he came to know mm, about the oneness, the singularity of all the religions. And when we learn about Raja Ram Mohan Roy, we learn about him under separate headings like his religious reforms, then social reforms, then educational reforms in this manner. So first we are going to discuss about the social reforms of Raja Ram Mohan Roy. Raja Ram Mohan Roy was greatly disturbed by the prevailing social evils and the superstitions in the society, and he protested against the parda system, dowry system, polygamy, child marriage, child infanticide. All these social evils, he was against them. His most important protest against the social evil, the most heinous social evil was the sati system. He had very firmly protested against the sati system. It was the inhuman practice of burning the widow of the deceased person on his funeral pyre alive, and which was barbaric. uh, and Raja Ram Mohan Roy has very strictly protested against this system. He had gone through all the ancient religious scriptures of India and had proved that there was no such injunction in any of the ancient religious scriptures of India about this sati system. And he protested against this. He raised a movement against this barbaric system, and because of his efforts, the British government during the tenure of Lord Bentinck passed the Regulation 17 in the year 1829, banning the practice of sati in India. Now, the Orthodox um, Bengali society, they protested against this law. But Raja Ram Mohan Roy himself travelled to England for placing the petition in the English Parliament personally for the enactment of this banning of Sati Act, and he was successful in this. Also, he had protested against various other social evils, and his religious reforms. Now we will discuss religious reforms. Raja Ram Mohan Roy, as I have told, that he had read almost all the religious scriptures of the world and came to the conclusion that there was only one God, only one power. So he preached monotheism. He objected to worshipping various idols and gods and goddesses, and he preached monotheism. That means worshipping only one God, single God. And his religious beliefs had accumulated in a separate religion which was known as Brahmo. Brahmo was not actually a religious belief. It was the reformation of the ancient Vedic religion. So Brahmo religion, he in keeping this monotheism in mind, keeping the abolition of the superiority of the priest class, the Brahmin priest class, they acted very superior in the society, and Raja Ram Mohan Roy had protested against this. And all this had led him to found the Atmiya Sabha in 1815, which will gradually become as Brahmo Sabha in 1828, and ultimately it will be known as Brahmo Samaj in 1830. And everyone was allowed to attend Brahmo Samaj, and prayers and songs of the prayers, they were allowed to attend them. Also, he was a great educationist. He himself had found the Anglo-Hindu school for the development of education. He preferred the Western education, and he helped in the establishment of Hindu college. And he had invited the Scottish missionary Alexander Duff to spread the Western education in India. And he had been concerned about the rights of the women in the society. He protested against their widowhood, and he supported the widow remarriage, and he was concerned about the peasants' conditions also, and he had applied for all these. He published the newspapers also, newspapers like the Samachar, he had yes, he had published the Sangbad Kaumudi Bengali newspaper and Persian newspaper Miratul Akbar. So these were his achievements. There were certain limitations also. Though he had founded the Brahmo Samaj and protested against the Hindu ancient Hindu religion, but he himself had not discarded his sacred thread, and when he traveled to England, he took his personal cook with him. So all these were his limitations, but we cannot deny that he was the greatest social reformer of our country, and very aptly he is given the title as the first modern man of India. And Rabindranath Tagore had called him Bharat Pathik, and he was given the title Raja by the Mughal Emperor Akbar II. So we cannot deny his contributions towards the 19th century Renaissance in Bengal. So Raja Ram Mohan Roy's contribution is immense, and we cannot deny his importance in our social reform movement.